All right, broski, it's T and I'm back with another video, man. It's on our favorite fitness slave, Greg Doucette, the fitness slave of the industry. He has enslaved 2.05 million minion slaves, lifting slaves, gym slaves on his fucking channel, bro. He's talking about deadlift, 300 kilograms. How rare is 300 kilograms? I'm gonna tell you, nobody could deadlift 300 kilograms, okay? That's how rare it is. Not one human being on this planet can deadlift it naturally. I'm talking about without practice. Not one person can.
To give a percentage for the 1,000-pound deadlift, the 400 kilo deadlift, the number's too small. It doesn't even give you a number when you put it into a calculator. I'm not even gonna try.
Nobody can lift 1,000 pounds. There's no person that you could grab off the street, a human being, and say, here, lift this 1,000 pounds or lift 300 kilograms off the floor. There is not one human being. I could put my money on it, my life on the line. There is not one human being walking in the street anywhere in the world that you could grab off the street that could deadlift 300 kilograms off the floor. And I can prove it.
I calculate it.
And 500 kilograms, only 2 men. And I don't understand why he's making it sound like
No men, 0 men can lift 500 kilograms off the floor.
it's such hard math to do. If there's 4 billion people on the earth and 2 can do it, that's 1 out of every 2.
No. You're talking about guys that took steroids and practiced at doing it. I'm talking about a normal human being, a natural human being walking the planet cannot fucking deadlift that. Fuck off and stop lying, you asshole.
Billion men. 1 in 2,000.
Fake. That is practiced and that is steroids lifting that fucking weight. That fat piece of shit lifting that. He can't lift that. Show me his video. Show me his video when he first started to lift in the gym. He never could lift that. So shut the fuck up, all right?
Billion people. That is very rare.
No. He's 1 in a billion practiced guy on steroids, okay, lifting that. Shut the fuck up, Greg.
Coach Greg, in today's video, we're going to be going over just how rare it is for men to deadlift 3, 4, or even 5.
How rare it is? It's absolutely rare. Not one person on this planet can deadlift 300 kilograms off the floor. Not one fucker can do that.
100 kilograms. Now remember, 300 kilograms is about 667 pounds.
Neither could that kid. He couldn't deadlift 300 pounds. He practiced to get there, but not one of these people could deadlift it off the bat. Not one of them.
7 plates on each side. And you may be thinking, yeah, it's fairly common, but in today's video, we're going to show...
The only guys that can lift this are lifting slaves. The lifting slave can lift that because he practiced at doing it. He's a lifting slave, okay? But there's not one natural, normal person that is not a slave that can lift 300 kilograms off the floor, off the bat.
Just how rare it is, and if you can lift anything close to these numbers, you...
Yes, and Sam Sulek was born with those muscles. We didn't see how he got there. We just see the end product. Yeah, he's just maintaining them. He's born with them, yes. He has these fake muscles, yes. And these fake lifts on steroids.
Are truly an exception. Many people might be thinking, oh, if you work hard, you just put in the time, you could eventually get these numbers.
See, he just admits it. If you work hard and everything, you could put in these numbers. No person can put in those numbers that have never lifted a weight before in their entire life. I don't care what he says.
Especially if you use steroids. Clearly, anyone that uses steroids, especially...
There you go. He even admits steroids. Steroids play a big play in lifting this weight. There you go. Oh, he's going to show Clarence Thomas, a fake.
For multiple years, clearly could lift these numbers. But the harsh reality is almost...
Clearly, he could never lift those numbers when he first got in the gym. When he even when he attempted to lift, he couldn't lift that off the bat. He had to practice at it.
No one has the potential to lift these numbers, and those who...
No human being has the potential to lift that. Okay, naturally, nobody without practice. But a gorilla, though, he could fucking bench press 4,000 pounds and have the strength of 20 men. Want to know why? Because he was born that way. He didn't have to practice at it.
Do have clearly gifted genetics.
Only 4,000...
Yes, they have gifted genetics after injecting genetics in their ass called steroids.
men alive can deadlift 300 kilo. That's 0.
No men alive can deadlift 300 kilos. I don't care what he says, or 400 or 1,000. There's not one person alive on this planet that you could pull off a street corner and ask him to deadlift 300 kilo. Not one motherfucker can lift that, all right? It's a lie. It's a lie.
0.00005%.
And so only 4,000 people on this planet, and remember there's 7 or 8 billion people on
0,000 can lift that. He's lying to you.
this planet that can actually deadlift 300 kilograms, which is
No, there's not one person that can deadlift 300 kilos on this planet that you could find in the street. Not one person. I don't care what he says.
close to 7 plates on each side. Now, he says it's
That's close to 7 plates on each side. There's not one fucker on this planet that could lift that 300 kilos.
0.00005% of the population. Remember, half the population is
Zero population could lift that. Stop lying, Greg.
men, and half the population is women. And so the reality is it's actually 4,000 men out of about 4 billion. And so the reality is only about
I like this. 4,000 out of 4 billion. Out of 9 billion, not one person can lift that weight. I'm telling you right now, not one person.
1 in a million males can deadlift 667 pounds, which is
That's an absolute lie. Prove that a male walking in the street could deadlift fucking 300 kilos off the bat. I can prove it. I can go out in the street and do a statistic and grab people off the street and get them to do 300 kilos. Even the biggest guy I find, try to get him to do 300 kilos, and guess what? He's not going to do it. I guarantee you 100% he's never going to lift 300 kilos off the floor without practice. That's for sure.
300 kilograms. And so think of it. If you can deadlift this, you're 1 in a million.
I only count conventional.
You can't deadlift it. You have to practice at it, so that's a lie.
I don't count sumo. I don't count cheating.
And the guy says, I'm not counting sumo. Sumo's cheating, and so it doesn't count. And
Yeah, I'm not counting sumo. It's cheating, blah, blah. Man, it's more bullshit.
so we're talking about a conventional deadlift. Many people can do sumo deadlifts. Perhaps they have very long arms. They spread out their legs, and the bar is not traveling that far. Now remember, in powerlifting, you're allowed to lift both conventional or sumo, but this is specific to conventional. And so I do believe if they open this up to sumo, there would perhaps
You
be
want to know why they do sumo? Because it's a trick. You understand me? It's easier to do sumo. That's why. They're just fooling you because it's too hard for them to lift this weight. Even at practice. They practice at it. They can't lift it. It's bullshit.
double these people. And so if you can deadlift 667 pounds, you're probably
They're actually pulling something in real time in gravity. They're practicing at pulling really hard to jerk the weight up so they don't stress it. Get them to lift it really slow off the ground using their entire body, slowly lifting it up. See what happens.
1 in 500,000 males. Now remember, that sounds very rare, 1 in 500,000. But for the most part, most people who are, for example, 18 years of age or younger, or probably 50 years and older, probably
0 in 1,000 could lift that. He's lying again.
not going to do it. And so if you think about the majority of people, it's not really 1 in a million. It's probably more.
Here comes another asshole, another gym slave, fucking steroid lifting slave, to lift this fucking weight because he can't lift it. So what does he do? He's got to take steroids and practice at it. This fucking asshole, another asshole.
Like 1 in 100,000 who actually go to the gym.
And he's smiling at you. Look what I've accomplished. I took steroids. And now I can lift the weight because I couldn't do it by myself because I'm a piece of shit.
After all, only about 25%.
If you could find a guy that actually could lift 300 pounds, like actually a guy, now that would be amazing. If a guy could actually, an ordinary guy in the street can actually lift 300 kilos off the ground without practice, bam, that is the all moment, bro. It's like, wow, what the fuck? Now you got something to talk about. See what I mean?
Of people train. I hardly doubt there's anyone that can deadlift this much that doesn't work out, that's never done a deadlift before. How many people are just a plumber, a doctor, lawyer that can just walk out and deadlift close to 700 pounds? Probably none. And so the reality is,
No, really? Nobody can. Greg finally admits it. Nobody can.
probably 1 in 100,000 people that train can deadlift these types of numbers. But
1 in 1,000 that train? No, anybody that trains can deadlift it. You have to put in the effort. You have to want to do it, and a lot of them can't even do it naturally. They have to rely on steroids. They have to cheat, take steroids.
still, it's very rare. It's rare.
It is extremely rare for a natural person, even at practice, to lift that. They gotta take steroids.
1 in 100,000.
I
Imagine
don't know why humans have to take steroids to try to lift heavier, because they suck, man. Get it? They're weak.
being so special that only 1 in 100,000 people can do what you're doing. And that's only
Whatever.
Deadlift 1,000 pounds.
and
Yeah, he's so concerned about somebody lifting 1,000 pounds, and who gives a shit, man? You need to deadlift this why exactly? I don't understand.
Conventional, I don't count
Oops. Damn it.
500 kilo. I only count conventional, I don't count super.
2 billion men. It's not a lot.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm a Guinness World Record holder in the deadlift.
No, he's not. I heard that his record was expunged. He was caught taking steroids. They expunged his records.
Sumo deadlift for reps. You're clearly far above average. You are an same applies to bench pressing.
You were far above average if you could actually lift it, but you can't, so you're not above average, okay? Unless there's somebody out there that can lift it off the bat. If you're practiced, you're not above average. You had to practice at doing that. It's a lie.
Oh, you're all thinking it's so easy to bench. And so even if you bench press nearly what you think they can do, most people can't
None of these people could lift or bench or do any of these things. It's a lie.
do 10 push-ups. Most people can't do a single pull-up. And so anything you're doing above that, if you're going to the gym and you're training,
Yeah.
if you want to increase your gains, you can.
That's such bullshit, man. This more bullshit by fucking lifting slave Greg the fitness slave, man. To enslave you, your brain and everything. Make you believe that, yeah, these special people out there, they're special walking the planet. They're special people. They can deadlift 300 kilograms. Get the hell out of here, man. Such bullshit. Anyways, comment down below, like, subscribe, support the channel. Helps the algorithm. I'll see you in the next one, child. This is such bullshit. Garbage.